We got Jose. Congrats on 300 episodes. Yeah, I just noticed that this morning. I didn't even realize it was coming up. I guess I kind of knew. I saw 297, 298, so I did know. I'm not trying to lie here, but I didn't really like make a big deal of it at all. But 300 episodes, it's nothing to joke about. 300 live shows in about a year and a half. Still still got things to learn. It's funny. I mean, I go back and forth on this all the time too. One of my favorite comments that I get in the chats or in the videos is like, you know, basically somebody saying they enjoy the stuff, enjoy the stuff I talk about, and they say like, how do you only have 9,000 subscribers? To me, 9,000 is a lot. Like I never got into this with huge dreams of hitting 100K or a million subscribers. It's just I wanted to talk about Bitcoin, and I felt like there was a lot of people out there who were looking for somebody to shoot it straight. And maybe I must have overestimated how many people want to hear about that, because again, I didn't think that we would get to the level that we've got this quickly. But then other people think that, oh, and the lights are flickering again. Guess I need to pay my power bill or change the light bulb, one of the two. Hey, look who it is. Hey, buddy. Well, at least he gave us a look today. Usually he just blows us off. Anyways, I don't even know where I was going with that, but it's good. We're in a really good place. I actually asked people a couple weeks ago not to unsubscribe to my channel, because I don't want this to be a big thing. I don't want a whole lot of you don't need that much in life. And I feel like the bigger things get, the more out of control that they get. So I love this, exactly what we have here. I absolutely love our Living in the Future community. There's so many great people in there, and it's really just the beginning of it, of this whole thing. Whether you're talking about Bitcoin, I said on a video yesterday that I really think that Bitcoin's not going to start until all the Bitcoin have been mined in 2140 or whenever it is. That's when Bitcoin really begins. But we might or we might not be around for that. So we just got to enjoy it while we're here. We got to be very thankful that we were born at this time. I've said this a couple times now, but as Bitcoiners, hopefully we aren't targeted. Hopefully we aren't villainized. It wouldn't surprise me if we get to that point, in the future. But we are going to get called lucky. And I think that I know how many hours we put into this. This is no joke. We are not just doing this for shits and gigs here, but we are lucky. We're lucky in the sense that we're born during this time. Because imagine being born 100 years ago and having to spend your entire life in the Federal Reserve System. Like I know we've made lots of advancements through the years in terms of like living longer and quality of life. But like, that's a slave system. 100 years you spent your whole life living in a slave system. Like, that sucks. And in 100 years from now, they're going to look back to where we are today and wish that they could have been here right now. They will wish that they could have bought 1,000 sats, traded 1,000 sats for $1. Like at that time, I really believe 100 years from now, like a couple sats is going to be a year's salary for people, if not more. Just objective math, how this thing works, and the supply and demand aspect of it. So we are lucky. We're lucky to be born right here. I'm lucky to be doing what I do every day. And I think that, if you have something to talk about, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on tomorrow's show talking about this in more depth. But you should absolutely be doing everything that you can right now to grow this thing, to get as much as you can, to tell as many people as you can. It's not about orange pilling people. It's about talking to people who want to learn. That's how I think we need to be looking at this thing. It's not about standing on the street corner. It's not about showing up at family events and trying to convince people to buy Bitcoin. It's about being a trusted voice with integrity within Bitcoin, and talking to anybody who wants to listen. Anybody who thinks that they could learn something, teach them that. Anybody who wants to learn something, be the person to teach them that. I think that we all need to be taking more action towards that. So I'm not saying you should start a YouTube channel, but you should consider it, because we are in the midst of a revolution here, whether you fully comprehend that or not. And the more people, the more voices we can have in this space, the faster this whole thing's going to move. It's going to happen eventually. Like, there's no doubt about that. It truly is inevitable that Bitcoin is going to take over the entire world. But there are different variables there in terms of like how centralized it's going to be, how much the average person has, how quickly it happens. So we're the ones in control of that. I know that most people don't believe that, but that's the truth. We are in control of that. We. So, anyways, thanks, Jose.